Nosey Nancies is a true crime podcast that deals with real-life situations. If you are sensitive to any of the trigger words, this is not the podcast for you. Listener discretion is advised.
Position I'm in, somewhere between the sending and beginning again. Well, I'm just pretending that it's all just a dream, a little condescending to believing in it. I'm getting the notion that I'm going all in.
Hey, all you nosies. I'm Alequah.
And I'm Jasmine, and welcome to Nosey Nancies, episode 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Episode 8.
We can count to 10, just to let everybody know.
It's, guaranteed.
But not to 20, but not to 21, so just, we both failed math.
Yeah, and we only have 20 phalanges.
Mm-hmm.
Total.
Oh, God. I'm pretty sure my mom, paid off the principal or whatever of our school to let me graduate. Or the teachers or something. Something happened.
I'll slip you a C note to let my daughter graduate.
Thanks, Mom. And I'm a super productive member of society.
We love that.
I guess. Yeah, speaking of being a productive member of society, what's been going on in your life?
I actually have an update on the mailman, on the Candyman.
Really?
Yeah, he came in the office, I guess it was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I said, but he was arrested for public intoxication.
Oh.
And then
at least it wasn't for kidnapping, which is what I would
have thought.
What I would have thought. Yeah, exactly.
Well, evidently he got belligerent somewhere and got arrested. And the mailman,
it's East Texas. What else are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. The mailman who replaced him was oh, yeah, he was kind of hanging on by a thread anyway. He, really didn't know how to do his job, and he's been here for 2 years, so, whatever. Well,
the shade.
They ended up, letting him go after his arrest.
You know what I just found out when somebody says stuff like that?
Huh. What?
It's called dry snitching.
Oh.
That other mailman just dry
snitched on him.
Yeah. Just dry snitch. Apparently, if you're just letting people know things without them prying, it's dry snitching.
Really?
Yeah, I've been doing that shit for my whole life for free.
For free.
Are you telling me the FBI pays people to do this? God, I've been doing that shit my whole life.
You could have been making money this whole time.
Anyways, sorry.
That's fine. Anyways, he, so the other day, my coworker and I are just sitting there, and in walks the old mailman. And he's wearing this white shirt and jeans. And he just comes in smiling, and he comes and he hands me a little bag that has 2 little round chocolate things in there. And he was like, yeah, haven't forgot about you. And goes to walk off. And my coworker's wait, what happened to you? And he turns around, he's like, oh, yeah, I had so much vacation time built up that now I'm on a 2-year vacation.
we already know because that guy dry snitched.
Yeah, exactly. He goes to leave. There's like a tire mark on this dude's back, like he's gotten run over before in that shirt.
Oh my God.
And he just walks out.
What the hell is happening in East Texas? The fuck? God, a tire mark though?
Honestly. It really looked like he had been run over.
Do you think he got like drunk and like passed out on the road and somebody ran him over? I'm just saying, my mailman Adam is just lame. Man, it's wild out there in East Texas.
God, step it up. Well, Adam's probably never fucking been run over either. Or fired for public drunkenness.
I don't know.
From his government job.
He has an eyebrow piercing, so you know he's wild.
Oh my God. That's true.
I was like, Adam, please listen to my podcast. And he goes, no. I'm like, fine.
No. Don't think so.
He's like, no. And I'm like, all right, well, that's fair.
Don't think so. Sorry.
Well, nothing's really been happening with me. Well, I mean, there is a lot of stuff that's been happening, but I don't really want to talk about it on the podcast. But man, so on the 27th of June, another man's body was found floating in Lady Bird Lake.
I heard about that, and they did identify him.
Yeah, his name, Moga Degali. He was an African-American man. He was only 23.
Damn.
Yeah. They are, of course, they're saying that there's no foul play.
Yeah, of course.
It's not being investigated as a homicide, but but the medical examiner's office will determine the cause of death, which probably will be undetermined.
Accidental or undetermined drowning.
Yeah. He was the second body found because the first one was in Shoal Creek on June 11th.
Yeah, so second body found just in June alone.
Yeah. And the one in Shoal Creek, we have not heard anything. They have not let anything go about that.
Yeah. They haven't even identified that one, right?
No, not even, or even given a gender. Like they haven't even, which is pretty nerve-wracking if you ask me. Like, what are they doing and why are they not releasing that information?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm wondering if this guy is related. The timing seems to work out because if you look back at all the other drowning cases that we've gone over on the Discord group that we have, there's been how many? 1, 2, 3, 4,
nearly
5.
30.
No, there's been 5 in June. So like, it seems like every year besides 2013 and 2020, because 2013 there was no drownings in Austin, at least not in Lady Bird Lake.
Right.
And in 2020 as well, there was no bodies found. But every other year, there's been at least one found in June.
There's like very clearly patterns, but I guess the police just want to.
I'm trying, just from the data that we have, the list that we have, I'm trying to figure out the pattern, but I really need to we really need to get like a whiteboard and write down all the dates from all the people, like not just in Austin, but in other states, and figure out the pattern there, because we know October is a big one.
Right. Yes.
And we know that January has been big in the past. It doesn't seem to be big here in Austin, though. Although February seems to be pretty common. But June is a big month. June and October is those are probably the major months that I see just from our list on Discord.
Yeah, exactly.
So he fits the pattern as far as like the date goes.
I'm sure as it kind of becomes more released, once they're done with the autopsy and everything, I'm sure more information will be released, and then we can find out
Right. I knew it was going to happen. I knew June was going to be, but I thought the Shoal Creek was the
it?
June one. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not typical, which, I mean, Shoal Creek is and Lady Bird Lake are connected, but, you know,
Yeah.
there's been several people found in Shoal Creek, and Shoal Creek's
There
not that
has.
far from
No, it's not.
downtown.
It's not. No, exactly. And I mean, it's like, and if you look at other cases too, especially in Chicago, there's not just in one area of Chicago that they're finding these bodies.
Right.
They're like all throughout different parts. As we know from last episode, in threes.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking freaky, if you ask me.
Seriously.
We'll be able to tell more too, like if Moga was downtown or whatever prior to being and if he was, and then he definitely will fit the profile for that.
Yeah, I know he was found like on the 1000 block of West Cesar Chavez in the area of Lamar Beach Metro Park. Where the fuck is that?
I mean, it's definitely the area, right? Because, like, the area where mostly these guys are found are between the Mopac Bridge and the 35 Bridge, with the exception of John Christopher Hayes Clark, who was found in Longhorn Dam, which is east of the 35 Bridge. Like, location, he does fit as well. So we'll see.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll release some more information soon, because I'm sick of having to wait.
Well, I want to know more about the body in Shoal Creek as well.
They need to say something about that one, but with the way that, like, they handled Randy Lexwold's shit of being like, oh, well, we don't even know his race, age, or gender for the longest time. You know, there's no telling.
Anyways, so, are you ready to tell me about your thing?
I'm willing to tell you about it.
You're willing and ready.
And I'm ready.
Yeah, this is a special episode. Episode 8.
Yeah, welcome. It's special.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about the Tiera Strand, right?
Tiera Strand.
And then we're gonna talk about the listener stories that we have.
Yeah. We got some listener stories, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And Tiera Strand was our first missing persons that we talked about.
We didn't post her, like, picture or flyer, I guess, because I just was looking to see, like...
We didn't?
I guess not, but, I mean, we didn't have our shit together back then, so...
No, back in the day.
Back in the day of, like, six weeks ago. But now we do, so...
Now, look, we're professional, okay? We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So, her case is still being investigated. Currently, they're waiting to hear back about her autopsy report to determine the cause of death and everything.
Now, who's investigating her death? Is it Austin Police Department, or is it the Temple Police or whatever?
It's a joint investigation because she disappeared from 6th Street, and then she was found in Temple. Her body was found. Yeah. But she was she was 25 years old. Her friends and family called her Bonnie. I'm not sure why, but they referred to her as Bonnie. She went with a group of friends down to the Moose Knuckle pub on 6th Street on April 16th of this year. Oh. Then the next day, when her family hadn't heard from her, they called Tiera's phone, and one of the friends that she went downtown with actually answered. And they said that they hadn't seen Tiera since the night before. She walked off and left all her stuff with them.
Okay, that needs to stop happening. If you're out with your friends, stop leaving your friends. Stay with your friends.
Well, the case, like, I'm very mad at everybody's friends so far, like, that we've covered, because it all seems weird that they're losing track of each other. But in this case, the friendship doesn't really appear to be friendship at all. And I'll go into it in a minute. But so, the friend who answered the phone told her mother that she just, like, took off walking, left all of her belongings with them. And she told the mom, like, I'll bring her car and everything back. So she walked off and she left her cell phone, her car keys. She left without shoes. The friend said that there were no shoes around. But she also left her wallet with her bank card. She just left all of her shit. So she walked off with absolutely nothing. And her mom said that this is very unusual for her.
I think that's pretty unusual for anybody.
For anybody. So the friend comes, brings Tiera's mom her stuff back. And Tiera's mom had reported to the APD that Tiera was missing on April the 17th. So Tiera's body was not found until April 21st, which it was found in a ditch in Temple, Texas, like 70 miles from where she was last seen.
This is what sucks about living off of 35.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not just because of the, like, just the never-ending construction, but this is it's a major interstate. So you can really, you can kidnap somebody and then be in Oklahoma in like 14 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Or you can be in Mexico. It's just, not in 14 hours, but you could be, it's just an access. It's just an insane access to like.
To everywhere, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Canada to Mexico. It's like you can get wherever.
Yeah. The only thing stopping you really is the construction, the traffic from the construction. She went to the Moose Knuckle pub that night with some friends. Later on that night, about 2 or 2:30 in the morning, a bystander had captured footage of Tiera being jumped by multiple women in the street on 6th Street.
Okay. Why did a bystander have to catch that? Like, that should have been caught on CCTV.
Yeah, exactly. There were no, as far as I have seen, there's no other surveillance footage, and that cell phone camera video, let me fucking sound stupid. that footage caught by that bystander is the only recording of what happened.
I mean, that really grinds my gears, because here's the thing. It's like, what if that bystander never came forward?
Yeah, exactly. What if so whoever took that video, I guess, posted it online. And that was the reason that everybody, I think it was on like 6th Street Fights or something, which I guess is just where people upload all the fights that break out on 6th Street. But
God.
During the video, you can see Tiera is being attacked by at least 3 different women. So there's a big, like, crowd gathering. Tiera is being, like, held down. She's being punched, kicked. Someone is pulling on her purse. And eventually the fight de-escalates and Tiera is able to get up off the ground. And that's where the video ends.
Where are her friends?
Okay, so here's the thing is that her friends are seen in the video standing around watching.
Are you joking? Listen to me.
Trying to intervene at all.
Okay. If my ass is getting handed to me, you better fucking draw the strength of your ancestors and go out there and kick their fucking ass, Jasmine.
If you're not willing to get your ass beat down, like, I can't fight, but I bet I could, like, take a few hits. Like, but if you're worried about getting your face fucked up or something, don't go downtown to the fucking like bar area and be walking around. You know what I mean? Like anytime I went on 6th Street, I was expecting to get in a fight.
Hell no, I never expected that. But
What?
No, like people just don't. Women
don't want to fight you.
They don't really mess with me that much. Nobody's gonna fight the fucking trash goblin from Gremlins 4. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you don't know what I'll do. I'm fucking feral.
That's true. She was really a small woman, and the women seen jumping her in the video are like, I mean, not to discuss weight or anything, because number one, I have no business, but
right.
You know, I mean, it was obvious that if someone could have helped Tiera, it probably would have fucking benefited her, because there's no telling. They're wearing huge shoes. They're stomping on her. They're like beating her up. And
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're bigger than her, because there's also 5 of them and 1 of her.
Yeah, it's like there's at least 3 women that you can see in the video attacking her.
Everybody's like, oh, you know, I'm gonna if I was gonna get in a fight, I'm gonna be blah blah blah. No, you don't need to be stronger. You need to be smarter.
Right.
You need to fucking bring mace. I'm gonna bring mace. I'm gonna bring tasers. I'm gonna bring sand in my pocket.
Pocket sand.
Yeah, pocket sand, exactly. Like fucking Dale
Gribble.
Yes. I mean, he's got a point. Yeah. And I just cannot believe her friends. If I'm getting beat up, my friends are going to get beat up too. That's all I
Yeah, exactly. That's what you have to be. You have to be willing. I mean, and if you're not, then please don't fucking go anywhere with me.
Oh God, it's so frustrating how the world is now, because, you know, like, why was that guy? I don't understand why people record shit. Like, get involved. Like, I know that everybody wants to be infamous or whatever, or internet famous, or like they want views, because views mean everything. And it's like, this is somebody's life.
Exactly.
So sick.
After the fight, when it de-escalates, Tiera can be seen like getting up off the ground. This is allegedly when she just like walked off. So according to her friends, you know, she walked off. They saw her. One of them said that they saw her round the corner of Trinity, and they went after her. But by the time they got there, she like couldn't be found. The major theory, and it seems of mine, and it seems of her family and a lot of other people's, is that the friends that she went downtown with and the women who jumped her were basically like setting her up.
Seems like it, because like, why would your friends not at all try to de-escalate the situation? Like, that's not a friend.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's not a friend. And like, I don't understand. This is what I don't understand is, like, if you don't like somebody, just fucking don't hang out with them. I don't understand that. I don't understand the mean girl attitude, the mean girl mentality, where you have to gang up and be like, you know, I don't like this person and you don't like this person, so like, let's be friends. Like, that shit's happened to me, and all I have to say to that is like, good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all like, you think you're friends because you have
a mutual hatred for someone,
and
it'll fizzle out, and then you'll be one of the ones who's hated by their next friend.
Yeah. I'm just like, whatever, like, that to me. But to like have somebody actively to hurt somebody, like, whether it's having somebody getting jumped because you don't like them, or to spread like terrible fucking gossip on the internet and try to like dox them or whatever.
Right.
Like what is wrong with you? You know, who does that?
Nobody. I mean, nobody who's your fucking friend. I went around and I was able to find out some of the women who are in the video. There are 2 women in particular that I'm going to bring up. One of them, I did not catch her name. But she was on someone else's podcast kind of explaining what happened. She claimed that she was one of the women who went downtown with Tiera, and that there were only 3 of them total, is what she said. So it was herself, Tiera, and some other girl.
Mm-hmm.
In the video, when Tiera's getting jumped, there's a woman who's seen kind of like pulling her purse, which is like loosely on her arm.
Right.
This lady claims that that's her, and that she was trying to get Tiera like out of the fight, even though she's just like half-ass pulling on the purse for a little while and then let's go. So she claimed that they had already been to several places. Tiera was already acting belligerent whenever they got to the moose knuckle. She said that, of course, she doesn't believe that the girls who jumped Tiera set her up, or that the other girl that they went out with set her up. This lady, like, I thought the audio was sped up. She was talking so fast. Very much excuses, like, well, yeah, I tried to follow her down Trinity, but, like, I got in a car wreck, like, and my legs hurt, and, you know, so I could only walk so fast, and the other girl, her shoes were hurting her feet, so she didn't have shoes on, so we couldn't, it was very that, and, she actually is asked, like, well, what do you think happened to Tiera? Right. And she looks at someone off the camera, she says, and then she proceeds to basically say that Tiera was probably, she doesn't say it, but kind of a loose lady. And that she believes...
Slut shaming?
Yeah.
We're slut shaming in 2023.
She believes that Tiera was walking down the street upset. She said that if a man would have come up to Tiera and offered to help in any way, she believes that Tiera probably got in the car of the man, thinking that just being around a man would help her feel better, and that man kidnapped her and killed her.
What's the probability of, like, you getting jumped and then getting into a separate car with a killer that has nothing to do with the incident that just happened? Like, that's... The probability is way fucking low.
Yeah, I mean, if especially if you don't know the people who you're being attacked by, why would you go off with another stranger?
No, she was probably abducted. She was probably forced into a car that they know who did.
There's another lady who I was able to find on Facebook named Dee. And Dee made a post on April 21st talking about her side of the story, about what happened that night. She said that she was one of the ones who was involved in the attack. And I want to remind you that friends and family referred to Tiera as Bonnie.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
That's why I'm reading this.
Okay.
Okay. She said, quote, "I just want to come on here and speak my piece on my behalf. I understand her family, friends, and loved ones' frustration, pain, and hurt. The reason me and Bonnie even fought is because she slapped me in the club, which is where we first fought one-on-one. After the club, she was still initiating a fight with me, so my best friend proceeded to jump in with us, having our second fight. It was never about being a bully. Once her friends dragged her away from where we fought, which they didn't.
Right.
I didn't see her for the rest of the night. Her friend that took her belongings is the friend that dragged her away, and I have no idea what happened after that. I continued my night. I have footage of me after the fight. I carried on with my night. I don't even have a damn car. I caught a ride home. Less known, helping commit a crime. There isn't anything in this world that would make me do something so cruel to someone over something so petty. It's unfortunate that this happened to her. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, and my prayers go out to all her loved ones, but I refuse to sit back and get painted to be this evil villain when I have nothing to do with her coming up missing, less known, passing away. I apologize and I take full accountability for my part in the fight, but the death threats and everything else from her family is unnecessary when it's really someone out there who murdered her. I pray her family gets justice and nobody deserves to go out like this. So she basically is like, Bonnie.
Yeah, she's telling on herself. It sure does seem pretty coincidental that somebody would get into a fight get jumped by multiple other people,
right,
and then get murdered that same night. Come on,
exactly.
And you're going to refer to her as Bonnie, which that just indicates that you knew her.
Yeah.
Which goes along with the theory of that this was all a setup.
Which I did find, I'm not going to name everybody, but I did find like 5 people on Facebook who were all involved in the fight that night, and they're all friends with each other. The 2 women that I mentioned, Dee and the other one who allegedly was the one to follow her, are all friends with each other.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
Look, we are not sleuths. Okay? We're just 2 girls who are doing this, and if we can find that shit on Facebook, come on. Now.
Yeah, come on. Cuz I'm not even too smart.
So. we can't even count to 21.
I mean, yeah. We don't even know how many phalanges we have.
Yeah. Exactly. I love the way permanent markers smell. Okay. If this was true, that this was a setup, then why would they not have something else planned as well?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, believe it or not, there are people that do not like me. And I know, so charming. But and in turn, I don't like them. And I've had some pretty shitty things people have done to me, but I have never retaliated in any way towards them, in any violent way. You know what I mean? Like, I would never in my deepest, darkest time ever thought about doing something like that to somebody else.
If someone slapped me...
Oh, well, if somebody slapped me, I don't know what I would do.
Like, if someone slapped me, then... And I thought that it was, like Dee said, petty. That it was too petty to kill somebody over. Then why would I
even fight
over it?
Right.
The fight between Dee and Tiera started inside over allegedly the slap. Then they both got kicked out, and immediately on the street they began fighting again.
How? So she was found the 21st of
April. She was found in a ditch in Temple, Texas. They have no idea how she got there. They are waiting for autopsy results and still investigating. APD says that they've questioned several people. They have no leads at this time.
Why is there no cameras? Like, there should be cameras on 6th Street.
Well, the cameras are, the lowest priority for around that fucking area.
Austin should be able to have cameras downtown in these places where these things keep happening.
Right.
I knew a guy in 2005. His name was Zach. I don't remember his last name, but he got stabbed. He got brutally stabbed on 6th Street.
But these are not like isolated incidents. It's not like once a year incidents. Like, something is happening down there every fucking week that is leading to people either being murdered or going missing or whatever. It's every fucking week down there. Like, make it a priority to put the fucking cameras up.
Like, put
what are you doing? Austin City Council, stop worrying about the fucking homeless and put some goddamn cameras up.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking, like,
Jesus
you
Christ.
have the ability to decrease the amount of fucking crime and murders and people who are going missing, and you're choosing to fuck off with it. What are they even doing with that money?
It cannot be that much money.
There's money floating around, and we want answers, period.
We want answers. We either want cameras or we want affordable housing.
One of the two.
No, this is ridiculous. People keep getting killed.
Two people this month.
Yeah.
Around the bodies of water where several other men have been found.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Big Brother that bitch up. And
exactly. I did post in the Facebook group the GoFundMe page that her family set up because they're wanting answers and they're not getting any help or answers from the APD, and I'm assuming Bell County Sheriff's Department or whatever Temple fucking Texas is. So if anybody is able to or wants to donate to the GoFundMe page, it is on the Facebook group. They're trying to raise money to help hire an attorney for an upcoming custody battle over Tiera's 6-year-old daughter, and to also help hire a private investigator to try to find out exactly what happened.
PIs are the way to go, it seems like.
Yeah. I mean, they're the only ones who are going to fucking get answers, I guess. Look at Kevin Gannon pointing out all the flaws of
the medical examiners.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned if I get murdered. Hell no. No, I'll do it myself, thanks.
Yeah. Leave it to me.
Leave it to me. I'm a strong, independent woman. All right. So, I think we're ready to do the listener stories.
I'm ready. All
right. So we only have 2 that I'm going to read today.
Okay.
And the first one is going to be from our beloved Courtney, and it's kind of a short one. Yeah. So this was actually sent June 1st.
She's the best.
She is. A friend and I were at a bar downtown and sitting at a small table when this jabroni walked up and tried to strike up a conversation. After we told him we weren't out to meet people and to please leave our table, my friend very naively told him we were on a date and then kissed my cheek. Like this was really gonna make him go away. Ew. God, guys are so creepy. Finally, I asked him if he knew who Chris Hansen was, and he didn't. So I asked him if he knew of the show To Catch a Predator.
He knew of that one, didn't he?
I bet he did. Thankfully, he knew of it. And I told him that I was 15 years old and we were doing a live taping of the show and that he might not want to talk to us. He swiftly picked up his drinks and said thank you, looking way too grateful, and walked away.
Oh my God. That's fast thinking.
I know. It was brilliant.
Who the fuck hasn't heard of Chris Hansen?
Seriously. Chris Hansen. That's so... I can't believe that they shut him down because he caught like a senator.
I think it was a police officer.
I think he caught a police officer, but I think he also caught somebody higher up in the government.
I believe it. Because Chris Hansen was on these fucking Predators.
Bring that man back. We need him. We do. Are you ready for story number 2?
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is anonymous. This is from Anonymous. I remember being picked up from school. My older sister was in the front seat, and my other brother and sister are in the back with me. My big sis was talking to my mom, and it was getting louder, but I'm not sure what they're talking about. Then, just as we were rounding the corner, my sister jumps out of the car and runs off into this trailer park. Well, that's,
Dramatic.
I would never run anywhere. My mom stops the car and calls out to her, but she's still running. She starts calling someone on the phone, and before I know it, we're dropped off at our family friend's house. We have absolutely no idea what's going on, but we're happy to hang out with everyone there. We ended up watching a lot of old shows for the rest of the day and into the evening. We were told by the mom that our sister had run away and my parents were still trying to find her. My mom had called my dad as soon as it happened and then got on the phone with our friends and told them the situation. It wasn't until a bit later that I found out most of the situation. You see, my sister had become friends with this guy. Things seemed normal enough for a middle school, high school relationship. Oh, here we go. It's always a fucking guy. I swear to God. They hung out when they could, and then they kept it a secret. It was new, exciting, and they were young. My sister hadn't really had a relationship before either. So her sister was in middle school, and this guy was in high school. And this dude
was in high school, of course.
Mm-hmm. Of course. But that made it really easy for her to be manipulated. Yeah. I'm not sure about the full extent, but he had her wrapped around his finger. He was the one who convinced her to run away. Our parents were looking for her for hours. They had no idea where she went or what to do or how this had even happened. And that's not even the end of the story. I think it wasn't until I was in late middle school, early high school that I found out how manipulative this guy could really be. He had gotten really close with one of the special needs students.
Oh my God,
no.
Stop.
A super sweet girl who couldn't have been more than 15, but mentally I think 8 or 9.
Fuck off!
Yeah. He brought her up to the roof of their school, and you could probably guess what happened. Oh,
I hope he's fucking dead.
I hope he is too. Her parents were horrified and devastated when they found out and wanted him arrested immediately. Yeah, and castrated would be great.
Yeah, that'd be nice, thanks.
His parents didn't know who he was. They were wonderful people, and after this all came out, they couldn't bring themselves to really go out in public anymore. Oh my God. If he got time, he didn't serve long. I actually saw him years later at a graduation party, but I couldn't believe that he'd show his face at all. What the fuck?
He went to a fucking graduation party?
This is, I mean, I really think that they should castrate rapists. Like, this is really ridiculous. Like, to even like sexually assault somebody is so bad, but to sexually assault somebody who is mentally just not able to, like,
exactly. Like, you are such a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, how gross do you have to be of a person to do that?
It's so fucking pathetic.
I'm so glad I don't have children, because I'd be worried that this stuff would happen to my kids. And then I would go to jail, because I wouldn't chemically castrate them. I'd do it with a kitchen knife.
Yeah, exactly. That's what, I mean, and nowadays it's, who knows how old this person, was at the time that this was going on, and shit's only gotten fucking worse.
It has. And this is like, and who knows if this guy even, like, spent any time in prison for this. He should have.
Probably not.
Yeah, because technically I bet it was only statutory, but like, because of the girl's physical age. But you really should be put, you should have a higher penalty, a harsher penalty, if you're going to be doing something like that to somebody who's not of the if the mental age doesn't fucking match up with the physical.
Well, I mean, even then, depending on how old, I mean, because if you're like, I feel like when you turn 12, which I was a terrible fucking kid, but yeah, I mean, when I was 12, I thought that I was just a little adult. Like, that was it.
Right.
Like, I could take care of myself. All my decisions were great. I thought that I knew what I was doing. And it wasn't until I got older, like out of my teens that I realized that I really like did a bunch of shit that I shouldn't have, and I didn't know a single fucking thing that I was doing. But I knew all the people who fucking like took advantage of the fact that I thought that I knew what I was doing.
Oh,
and
my
it's
God.
like, and it's just like, you know,
thank God I was an ugly kid, because let me tell you, I would have been just so okay with whatever
was going on.
Yeah. They would have been like, "Do you want some candy?" I would be like, "Yes, I do want that candy." It's sick. That's gonna stick with me for a while, I think.
Yeah, that's fucking disgusting.
Terrible. Anyways, so is it time to do the missing persons?
It is. I suppose so.
All right. So this week's missing persons is a woman named Haley Murphy. I don't have her age, but she does look around like maybe 27.
Okay.
Definitely in her 20s. Her hair color is blonde. Her height is 5 foot. She has hazel eyes, and she weighs about 130 pounds. She was last seen at Slick Willie's in Austin, Texas on Friday, June 16th, 2023 at 9 p.m. If you have any, if she looks familiar, if you have any information, if you can call 512-974-5000. She does have short hair. And it does seem like she has a chest tattoo that goes up to her neck up to her chin, and a sleeve on her left arm. We did post a picture of her on the group and on our Instagram, so please go look at it. If you see her, please call the number, or if you have any information.
That's gonna conclude the special.
Yeah. The special, yeah. Next week are you doing Christian Pew?
I am.
There's another guy I think that is similar to him, and I'm going to try to find them and hunt them down. I don't know their name right now, but we'll have that for next week's episode. That's going to be pretty interesting.
Oh, hell yeah. There's so many similarities in these fucking cases that...
There really are. Since we started this podcast, I've had a lot of people reach out to me on the internet, mainly Facebook, but they're, and every time, when the body was found, oh my God, I got so many DMs. They were like, have you heard about this? But I've had a lot of people get in contact with me, and there are people who don't think any of these are related, or they don't know the extenuating circumstances of the people in different states. And so when I tell them, they're like, do you think it's one person? I'm like, no. And I tell them that listen to the podcast, but they all of our guys, even our guys in Austin and the guys in Chicago, the guys in Boston, the guys in New York, they all have it's all so similar.
Exactly.
I mean, it's kind of hard to deny the fact that there isn't these major coincidences. It's amazing to me how many people are in our group for the podcast who hasn't listened to the podcast. And I'm like, have you listened? And they're like, no, not yet. I'm like, well, maybe if you listen.
Maybe just hear one episode.
But I do appreciate them supporting us.
Yeah, thank you. Because our little group's growing.
It is growing, and we've had the most listens this week actually, and the most our audience size has grown exponentially. So yeah, I do appreciate we appreciate y'all listening to us and supporting us and getting the word out, because this really we really are trying to bring awareness, and hopefully the city of Austin will
have to do something
eventually. Yeah, we'll be like, oh damn, these two bitches won't shut the hell up, they're so nosy. Yeah. Do something about it, bitch. Oh my God, imagine. I'm too fat to be out there protesting, so this is what I can do to help, in the AC of my own house.
Yeah, I can maybe consider attending like a fall or a winter protest, but definitely not. Spring or summer though, count me out.
Look, chub rub is real, and let me tell you, it's
devastating.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. Sorry. If you do like our podcast, please follow us on Instagram.
It's Nosey Nancies.
And if you want to join our Facebook group, we are growing, and we would love to have you.
It's Nosey Nancies podcast. You have to send the little request, but we'll let you in. Just wait, not even a second.
Yeah, we're always on our phones. We have no lives. We also have a TikTok.
It's Nosey Nancies podcast.
That's right. You remember.
I remember. I never get on there.
I know. I was gonna make up one for Tiera, but I got busy. Well, my family, my brother's in town, and
yeah. Has your brother listened to our podcast?
No, but he was.
What the fuck?
I know. I walked in yesterday, and he goes, Nosey Nancies is a true crime podcast. I was like, shut up. I was like, just shut up. I was like, I had to do that because we need a warning label, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So he's like, I'm not making fun of you. I'm like, bullshit. You're gaslighting me too. You're gaslighting me. So I'll be like, last night I was holding the baby, or I was talking to mom, and then in the background I would hear Nosey Nancy podcast, and I was like, I hate you so much, and you were adopted. He's like, I've downloaded all your episodes on Apple, so I guess he's like, that's all people care about. I'm like, I want you to listen. Though.
Yeah, we need the listens too.
Listen to it in the background, and then share it so that people share the podcast, so more people will know about it, and they can share it, and we can get more coverage about this, because something's got to give.
Something's got to happen. Come on.
Something's got to happen. But yeah, we also have a Twitter.
Don't go on there.
Don't go on there.
But it's Nosey Nancies.
Also, if you liked the listener stories this episode and you want to send in your own listener stories, you can email us at noseynancies@gmail.com. But next season, we are switching it up, and we're going to have a guest come in one episode out of the month to tell us about an Austin murder. So we probably won't be doing listener stories anymore after this season. So if you have a story and you want to get it out there, please email it to us.
Go ahead and submit it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that concludes today's episode. So stay tuned for next time.
Yeah. Ciao.
C'est la vie, my fruit.